Peace, greetings, and welcome back to season 2, episode 5 of your Leaders Only digital show and podcast. We're brought to you here today by What a Change Mentoring Inc. and Tone Drone TV. I'm your host, Kendell,
And I'm Semaj.
and today we are really excited about this season, about this episode. We will be discussing mentoring experiences. So we please ask that you invite your friends, your family, your loved ones out to the show. Have a watch party, subscribe to the channel, share, like, hit the bell, comment below. And if you're watching afterwards, after the live stream, you can always hit pound, replay in the comments, and man, feel free to let us know any thoughts, anything you got bothered with, anything of that nature, anything you want to ask us, anything that you want us to look at, look up, anything that you want to just bring to the table, man. Feel free to comment.
Yep. You can send us an email at leadersonly22@gmail.com.
Always, man. And also, we always want to inform y'all of the 988, the mental health emergency line that's always accessible for us, those who are struggling, those that need help. Always 988. So today we kick off the show, man. We touching on a lot of mentoring and a lot of helping and things of that nature, because I know, bro, you involved in you, man. One thing I always hear you talk about is the youth, and that's what we do it for, because it ain't really about us no more. We trying to build for the generation that's coming after us. So, man, I just want to ask you, what programs are you involved in?
I'm not really involved in any programs. I'm involved with some like schools,
Mhm.
a few teams.
Okay. And
Worked,
are they locally based, or do you reach out, like, do you travel, things
I
of that
travel.
nature?
They're in the DMV. One is we've been working with all year, which is Hermitage High School.
Correct.
So we working on some things like we spoke about last few episodes ago, working closely with them, and then we have some things coming up in the very near future. I just don't want to announce it until I meet with certain people and we get certain stuff on paper. But yeah, no programs like as far as like mentoring programs or
Mhm.
anything like that. It's literally 2022 is about leading by example.
Right.
Um, so still pushing people to be a leader.
Right. And big shout outs to the Hermitage High School football team for their good season this season. Um, Man, them guys, they really show a lot of passion, and they overcome a lot of obstacles as they do still be successful in the football and sports.
Right.
Next question. I know you're not really big on using the word mentor anyway, but
Right.
what qualifies you to being a leader?
Um, well, first, like a mentor or is like just a trusted advisor, somebody who's experienced, and which, by definition, um, could fit that bill. But a leader is one. The definition has changed over time, but I feel like now it's more so a person who's in tune with their self, a person who's following the Most High energy, um, somebody who's honest, somebody who's disciplined, obedient, somebody who's impactful, somebody who's influential, um, somebody who's consistent. You know what I mean? Somebody who's persevering, um, like an alchemist. Somebody taking all the bad stuff thrown at them and just turning it into something positive, and using it as fuel, to leverage them to the next place. Somebody who takes losses um, just as well as wins, but moves just as like it's the same thing. You don't know if I won or if I lost. It's
Right.
like poker face.
Right.
Um, Somebody who's willing to take sacrifices, to make sacrifices, um, being selfless, being selfish in certain aspects of putting the goals first. Somebody who can leverage and understand being in tune with balance, because there's a lot of compartmentalization that comes with being a leader. Like you got to know when to turn it on, when to turn it off, when to follow, when not to follow, when to bite your tongue, when not. Like last week or the last episode, there's tons of things that I wanted to say. There's tons of things I wanted to go over, but I just fell back in terms of it was about the program. But there's tons of questions that I want to know as a leader for our community, um, being as though in the courthouse and all that stuff
Mm-hmm.
and how it's set up, the things that I know, the things that I believe, the things that I can prove, is deeper. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's being a leader. You know what I mean? Falling back, just letting things happen that need to happen, and then voicing it later, just so people can understand that hey, I'm here, and what I'm here for, and what I'm gonna stand on is what I'm gonna stand on, regardless if people waver or not. I'm really here for our people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm really here for the advancement and the uplifting of humanity. Um, so I don't waver on that. You know what I mean? And sometimes people can pacify, and leaders don't pacify. They work on delivery, but they're gonna deliver the truth. You know what
Right.
I mean? So that's a few things I feel like that sum up to me. Leadership to other people may be different, but that's why we
That's your
say be a
perspective.
that's why we continuously say be a leader.
Right.
Um, and then
Would you
that
say?
leadership
Would
will
you
allow
say?
you to figure out who to follow.
Would you say you're? Could you use the word of risky?
Yeah, you gotta take risks. You gotta be optimistic. You gotta be courageous. You gotta be brave. Like all
Spontaneous?
spontaneous at times. I feel like you have to be proactive and then reactive because
Gotta have integrity, huh?
spontaneous or spontaneity comes from sudden change. The world gonna give you all the spontaneous moments that you need. Daddy with a stroke, moving
Correct.
over here, living in a
Until
car,
it's true.
this thing, that thing. When it comes to business and when it comes to you being a leader, every day it's gonna
Gotta
be
handle
something.
it.
You
Still
know what
gotta
I mean?
handle
You
it.
just gotta step back for a second and keep preparing. That's why playing it minimalistic, staying grounded. Okay, goals, go in the house, save, invest, save, invest, save, invest. So whenever rainy days do come or things come out of nowhere, you can be prepared as best as you can. But you're never gonna be prepared for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me see. I got after the one. Are there limitations on being a leader?
Um, yeah. I mean, your character. It comes down to character, morals, ethics, values. That's why I don't. Well, the word is mentoring. Then we deal with leader, and then that's why I always challenge everything. You know what I'm saying? Because there's tons of limitations. One of the biggest things right now is we place popularity and celebrity in front of integrity, right? So even though you may be a leader in your community, even though you may be, pushing righteousness, even though you may be telling the truth till you blue in the face, popularity is pushing past. So it's like, are there really limitations? Because I was watching Charleston White earlier, and he was saying something about a few people been saying this. Joe Budden's
Mm-hmm.
podcast said this too. How rappers would be like, when somebody gets killed, or artists would be like, man, we need to put the guns down, man, we need to stick together, man, we need to. And then he was like, they'll step right in the booth, like right after that, and then record a song about killing again, and
Mm-hmm.
then he was like, you know what I'm saying? But then these are the people that are leading the kids, so it's like that was a big thing, you know what I'm saying? We're fighting just with my integrity and fighting with myself on the inside, trying to break away from that because that's being a hypocrite.
Right.
So being a hypocrite is definitely one of the most powerful limitations. But then you talk about something as big as the number one leadership position in our country, which is the chief executive office, which is the president. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. You know what I'm saying? When you say, are there limitations, man? We don't have people say certain things. We don't have people do certain things. The veil is being unveiled. You know what I mean? The white curtain is being released.
Right.
So it's like, that's why even more is like being a leader, using discernment, getting back to core ethics, morals, and values and principles, because those have to be the leader because man is shaky. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Man sins. Man is flawed. So it's like nobody is perfect. But then when you say limitations, man, it's tons. You know what I'm saying? There should always be respect. You should always look out. Like if there's children in the arena, like we would at the football game with
Mm-hmm.
kids, Pop Warner. shouldn't be no alcohol.
Right.
There shouldn't be no weed.
Right.
Although it's legal,
Right.
it's like we
Still
taking a
kids.
stance in our community just to set some
boundaries
rules,
and
some boundaries, some rules, some principles to say, nah, we don't do that here.
Right.
Amongst
And
all of
stand
us.
on integrity.
But amongst all of us, instead
Right.
of it being one person and then that
yeah.
one person get ganged
Ganged
up
up
on,
on because he causing. They
Yeah.
feel like he causing conflict.
and more
or
people can identify with wanting that drink.
Right.
More people can identify with wanting to smoke that weed.
Right.
So it's like, screw you.
something. Who you?
You
Who
know what
are
I mean?
you?
I'm the person here for your babies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we got to start doing.
Right.
Forget you and I right here. The issue is over there.
Yeah.
They playing the whole game, and you and I are having a confrontation.
Yeah.
But everybody's saying, I'm here for my baby. It's all about, I want my child to have the best. It's like, yo, we got to start monitoring our words. So that's another big thing with limitations. That's why speaking,
said
we need to speak
monitor your
less.
word.
2 ears, 1 mouth.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? We
Correct.
got to really start monitoring what we say and even how we speak to each other. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We always on the defense when somebody say, hey, man, no disrespect. You got to come in like with the most,
Humble and stage, yeah.
humble that you can be. It's like, no disrespect, bro, but I don't want your kid. I don't even
Right.
want to say my kid, my nephew.
Right.
I don't want your kid to get secondhand smoke out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want the police to, if they do pop up, they pop up over here and they
Till
say
he's gonna
something to you, and
harass
your
you.
child got to see you in
Yeah.
handcuffs.
Right.
Can we please put that down?
'Cause
We
that's
can't.
trauma.
Yeah, we have to even get to that
Yeah.
point. You know, we can't even. So you just sit there and you have to suffer that game, but then suffering that game turns into not wanting to even support, because man, our life is like, yo, I'm at a Pop Warner game to enjoy myself, and that can turn into a really devastating
It
situation.
showed.
Yeah,
It
and it's
showed.
like,
We touched on Talib. That showed. It
yeah.
showed.
So leadership, yeah, there's tons of limitations, but it's all the things that we were taught, that pretty much were bad. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, man, you're just making a judgment call, and when it harms more people than it helps, it's like that part of limitation. I mean, that part of leadership has to be limited because it's not benefiting anybody but you.
So the thing you led off with on that one, do you remember that quote that you just said?
Which one?
Uh-huh.
2 ears, 1 mouth?
No,
Or
no. When you led off, you said leaders are I think you said passive. Hold on.
man, I say a bunch of stuff.
That was a hell of a quote.
Yeah.
We'll
probably play it back.
You'll
If y'all
definitely
caught it,
see that
you know
one
what
in
I'm
the
saying? Put it in the
edit.
comments.
You'll see that one. That
Um,
was great, man.
But yeah, it was just
You don't even
tons
notice
of
the quotes that
limitations.
you have.
But try to stay on the righteous path. That would let you know when you're doing something on the wrong.
So, my last question for you are: name some values of becoming a leader.
I mean, it's some of the stuff I said: discipline, obedience, integrity, consistency, honesty, accountability, self-accountability, being able to deliver a message respectful, knowing when to cut it on and cut it off as far as rest. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the biggest things I've been learning over time is resting my body. At the same time, allowing my mind to decompress, which was another reason this year was just like, man, just make sure you heal, because reading so much as a leader, you try to stay in front. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to read the stuff people ain't reading. You're trying to eat the way people not eating. You're trying to work out the way they're not working out. You're trying to do all the things people are not doing that set you apart. You know what I'm saying? So with that, a lot of that reading had my mind gone. You know what I'm saying? And it started playing on my emotions, because every time you read something, it's like it debunks it. Like now y'all probably starting to see it on YouTube and stuff, where it's like this person's just debunking this information, and it's good. You know what I'm saying? It's good. I wish it was more like a collective thing. But when you in it and you on a journey, and a lot of times those journeys, they're self journeys, because you choose when you're gonna take your journey. So when you're on this journey yourself, man, you're taking it all in, and you just wish you had somebody to mentor or to guide you that you could trust. The thing is, man, being able to trust in people with this information too, because with this information, people can spin you. When they know more than you know, they can spoon feed you. You know what I'm saying? They can give you a little bit at a time. So with me, I always try to say, man, I sell products. I don't sell knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I put the knowledge in the atmosphere, and you do what you want to do with it. Go do your homework with it. Jump down that rabbit hole, and you do it. But I'm always here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be wishing, and I'm still praying into existence and affirming it, that more people are going to be willing to assist those who are on the battlefield willing to help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody goes again looking for the leaders to be celebrity, or they want light put on their situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if I just get this person, then it's gonna make my thing go. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, we turn in humanitarianism and philanthropic. We turning those opportunities into charity photo ops, and I don't want to be in that mix, to where it's like, man, all right, I checked the boxes. I'm literally trying to make an impact now. That's why it's like there's no title on mentor or mentee. I had mentees before, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't deal with the constant drinking and the
Yeah.
constant, you doing everything I'm not doing.
Right.
I'm gonna get an attitude, and I'm not gonna say nothing. Like, I'm
Right.
gonna talk to you about like holding you accountable, but I'm gonna get an attitude more so, man, you're hurting me, bro. You
Right.
reach out to me. I don't
Right.
go recruiting.
Right.
I don't go looking for. I
Right.
don't go doing none of that,
Right.
because I know how serious I
Right.
am. Like, bro, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow at 4. You want to get that text at 4? Let's get that text at 4. Let's go.
Right.
See you at 6. See us. I'm like anal with that, because it's like, yo, you don't know the power in the advancement of 2 people, then 3 people, then 4 people. Like, man, of just doing the right thing. We've been doing wrong for so long. So it's like, man, with that, it's like, man, just knowing. So those are some of the values. Knowing, like, yo, fall back. You know, I was gung ho on it for a minute, being at a cookout,
Mm.
and like, yo, why y'all eating that? Why you now? Nah, I bring whatever I bring, or I won't come at all, man. And that's another thing with being a leader, uh, monitoring your energy. You know what I'm saying? I have to keep myself away from certain atmospheres just so it doesn't bring me back down. You know what I'm saying? We come from the same family and stuff, and it's like, I think being a leader is being realistic. You know what I'm saying? Being able to have those tough conversations come from being realistic. And I seen that trying to talk to a cousin, not too long ago, that everybody's not there. So that's a part of leadership and my values too. Like, man, standing on what I believe, but letting people, you gotta do what you want to do,
Right.
or what I know,
Right.
and you gotta believe what you believe. But when you ready, you ready. Um, but yeah, one of the most important values I think is just first go inside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out on your own, and the God inside. You know what I'm saying? There are no saviors coming to save us as a people. So you have to try to build yourself up to be the best companion and the best comrade, because we need each other now more than ever. I mean, if somebody was screaming out, we need to stick together in the 60s, I mean, what do you think we need to be doing in 2022? You know what I'm saying? So that's where, like, the bulk of my leadership comes from. And then you just open your eyes. You can look at the news. You can look at the Instagrams. You can just look out your window in the inner city communities. And you know it's needed, so you ain't really got to recruit. You just got to keep leading by example. And when you get your opportunity to help, I feel like less than leadership or less than mentorship, just standing in that role as a masculine man, when the opportunity arises, when there's kids that need my help, or the door needs to be held for an older woman, or she's carrying her bags and just asking, or picking up the tab, man. I don't even drink coffee. We found the mushroom coffee, so I dibble with that now. But I like the hot tea blends. But for other people that be in line when I'm at 7-Eleven, sometimes just buy their coffee. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff, I try to mash it together just to stay on point with myself. And then if people like get inspired, I think that leading to all that to say, I like inspiring and I like motivating people. As far as leadership, I'm a leader to myself, and then if those choose to follow, then cool, you know what I'm saying? But I know for a fact, 1,000%, I inspire and I motivate people. And shoot, I mean, right now in the state that we're in, that's like a priceless accomplishment to myself.
And he said, the quote was, people get the perspective of celebrity and
Oh, integrity.
popularization as being a leader.
Yeah. Well, celebrity and popularity is now moving in front of integrity, which Kendrick says something to that degree.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
celebrity
that on
does
his new
not
album.
mean integrity,
Facts.
and that's true.
That
You know
is
what I'm
true.
saying? And it's slowly but surely it's coming. You know what I'm saying? People are getting tired. You can see it. Older people, younger people. People are just getting tired of the destruction of one another. And I think that's the beautiful thing that the pain is coming out of. So
Yes.
yeah, we moving forward, man.
So we still inform you always, if you're having a mental health emergency, or if you are feeling in distress, you just feeling down, need somebody to talk to, you can always reach out to 988. Social media plays a big part in our society today, so be aware of consequences. Spending too much time on the platform, taking away from your day, taking away from your rest,
Right.
um, just getting caught up in where everybody else thinks instead of thinking for yourself. So social media could always have a different perspective on your mind when you let it go.
Yeah. So fast. Now we just moving forward. I'll ask you a few questions.
Sure.
First question is about the organizations you're involved with. I know for a fact, our last episode we seen that you're a part of
So that's
the program, the reentry program.
so that's the it's ran by Judge Walton, senior judge, and then Judge Faruqi is like really the hands-on facilitator that works with us.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Roll Program. It's for returning citizens, high-risk citizens at that.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's one of the biggest things that helped me out and got me mental health counseling and things of that nature. Um, I really didn't expect it, but being an alumni of it now and just taking on the challenges that they're giving me, it's really not a challenge to me because like all I use is my testimony and my experience that I went through to help these brothers and sisters out that's coming home and that's going through some of the things that I already went through.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, the Roll Program. I'm also working with one of my friends, associates. It's called Dream Big. Grind Hard, Dream Big. It's my man Jason Flo. Um, a heck of a dude, a heck of a man. He's real, just down to earth. He's real in tune with the youth. He works for a school. I'm gonna get the school name for the next episode, man, because he did tell me, but I forgot to put it in my notes. But I'm working with that organization too. Just doing community things. The last thing I
Right.
did with them was we did a giveaway at the shelter on D Street Northwest. Um, Gave them socks, hats, and they cooked food for them. And gave them all a hot meal for the night. So that was good.
Gotcha.
So that's the two that I'm working with besides Hermitage with you.
Right.
Besides teaming up with El Capitan with everything y'all do. Y'all allow me to be employed. So,
Right.
I'm just blessed, So that's a little bit that I'm part of.
Right. Why did you decide to become a mentor?
So I kind of feel like I'm not a mentor, but
Right.
I'm just like a walking testimony. And I didn't choose to be a mentor. It was chose for me just because of the struggles that I went through when I came home. And it was like Judge Faruqi and Sean Stallman is my probation officer, and they noticed the impact that the program got from me just being honest, being vulnerable with my issues and my emotions. So that's what gave me the title, I guess, from them. Like I said, I just look at myself. My testimony is the leadership of the situation. I just use that to, just to save a life, bro. Because I was dealing with a guy 2 days ago. I had to drive out Baltimore just to talk to him so he wouldn't kill himself. And I think I group chat you and Judge Faruqi in it because, man, I still get the chills from stuff like that because, like, I was there at one point, and the guy said the same. He said something like this, like, text me, and he said, "Hey, bro, I got a lot of support out here. I got a lot of love out here, but I'm just alone right now." He was like, "Bro, I just don't feel like it's there." So I'm like, "Bro, you ain't letting yourself go. Prison is over with. You gotta let it go. Can't think about it's hard to say that, right? But you can't think about what you already overcame.
Right.
Cause then it's always gonna be trapped in your brain. So I'm learning to talk about it less,
Right.
unless it's a confidential setting. Whereas I gotta help somebody with it in a confidential setting, you know. But if it ain't that, then it's nothing to broadcast no more because I overcame it. Now I'm trying to just get on board with what's right, you know.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. And and I just be wanting people to know, especially people in his situation, um, that we all go through it. Like I be thinking like that all the time. Like I be surrounded by people and feel alone. It's like when people not on what you on. You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right,
That's what be the hard part. It's like, man, so with me it's like I get it because I gotta join in what everybody else wanna do to be a part of stuff.
right,
It's like so with him, you know, he probably in a different environment, in a different space on what he wanna do, but just keep going inside, man. Keep praying, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing the work because the right people are gonna come. But I feel it, you know what I'm saying? I've never been in that situation as far as prison life, and I felt like that before.
hmm
I felt like, man, why am I even here? You know what
right,
I'm saying? Not that I wanted to commit suicide, but it's like, man, people don't value me.
right, right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Words are words, bro. Actions speak louder than words. So it's like if people really value, if we really cared about the kid, nobody is stopping us. That's why I made the post on Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
If we just put our money together instead of buying gifts, we go down, buy some acres of land every single year. You know what I'm saying? And we buy life insurance every single year, another whole policy. Guess what we did? We just shifted the wealth.
hmm
I bet you they stopped killing everybody if we all had life insurance policies on our head. I bet you, you know what I'm saying, you'd treat us a whole lot different if we went together and got land. You can't blow up everybody's land.
hmm
You can't Black Wall Street everybody.
right,
You know, that became the standard. So it's like when you say those type of things, those are words, right? And then my actions will follow.
right,
But when you're talking to people, the same people who you want to listen, go and deal with and keep oppression going.
right,
It's not that I dislike you or not, but it's hurting. I'm hurt. Every Christmas year, every New Year's, every Valentine's Day, all them days, bro, I be hurt.
hmm
Because if it really went down and they drew a line, we saying we against oppression. We saying that's the enemy. And then they be like, if they say everybody on that line, on your team, raise your hand if you celebrated Valentine's. Raise your hand if you celebrated Christmas. Raise your hand. You'll start seeing, man, before you know it, it'll be probably like 10 of us over here.
hmm
Everybody's on the side of oppression. That's how I be feeling. I wrote a poem about it. Like my family is the oppressor.
right,
Speaking on my entire family. You know what I'm saying? They keeping oppression going. They keeping slavery going. I know you're supposed to be strong. That's the feat of myself. Like that's the hard part. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make it right. That's every week I go into my therapist whenever we together.
hmm
That's what I say. He be like, man, you strong. Man, you. I be like, bro, I know that. I know I gotta keep going. You either gonna keep going, you're gonna check out. So I get that, but that don't make it right. Same thing in his situation, and most men,
right,
because we suffer in silence. It just so happened that I'm done suffering in silence. I'm gonna let you know how I feel, and then we'll see how you go about it from there. You choose.
yes,
But I'm gonna speak on it because I'm done. I've been the great friend. I've been the popular one, take the back seat. I'm tired of doing that because I want people to just realize, just like I think about other people and the way that they move and all that, I'll take that into consideration. Why do I gotta keep being the strong one left out?
yeah,
So I know he feel like, man, why I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Whereas where we were sitting in that interview with the judge, I was simply saying, the programs are one thing. We gotta bypass the programs because the family should already have land where you can
hmm
come home to. We should already have houses where the person getting out of jail. We should have businesses. We know you gotta work, pay stubs
yeah,
already.
yeah,
Cool. It make you feel better. You don't have to feel less of. You ain't gotta work all these different hours by yourself.
yeah. And
You
then
seeing your
yeah,
people on a constant, and then we move you. Probation done. We got the money to fund whatever your idea
right,
is. Now you done move from working into ownership.
hmm
We got houses. You got one with your name on it. It's already on there. Nobody owns the house because they all in trust.
Mm.
So nobody can say, this my crib. Get out.
right,
This mine.
right,
I got the house. Man, put them joints in trust so the next generation and the next generation, so nobody ever have to worry about paying rent.
right,
So every time we work, that's a profit.
hmm
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I get him and
Yeah.
other men because some men are dealing with
they
child
don't
support.
talk either.
Yeah, some men
So-
is child support.
Right,
Make them feel like, man, You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
seen lash outs when people take people kids. We be
They don't
seeing
go
it.
to work
Yeah, man.
because of
They
child
feel like they
support.
less than anything.
Yeah.
So all over the place, man. We
Yes.
get it.
Yes.
And we appreciate it. Another good episode.
Excellent. Excellent.
But we just gotta keep just building one another. Us
Yeah,
in,
brother.
in being on this channel, we gotta be able to discuss things that make us feel uncomfortable. We gotta be able to discuss things that make us better. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? I want to see you. I don't want to see for my brother nothing more than I want to see for myself.
Correct.
And then it goes out into the world. I don't want to see nothing more for my brother than I want to see for myself, and that goes for my sisters too. But it has to be the same on your end. You gotta want to see the same thing for me, and we gotta become that. You know what I'm saying? So we can become a nation of healing, then a nation of doing. Like, yo, we can't heal for 400 more years either. We got to get on the good foot. You know what I'm saying? So, hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the bell. One more time, click that bell.
Yes, and subscribe. Please share it. Hit that pound replay.
Hit us on if you want to email us with anything, any thoughts, any ideas, anything you want us to bring up. You can hit us at leader only.
Leaders.
Leaders only 22@gmail.com.
Yeah, please giving us some feedback. Tune in next week. It's the Leaders Only Show brought to you by Tone Drone TV and Woulda Changed Mentoring.
I'm your host, Kendall.
And I'm Semaj.
Peace.
Peace.